All right, this is how I got recruited to play college football with absolutely zero film headed into my senior season. If you follow these steps that I'm about to give, I guarantee that you will walk away with one, if not multiple, collegiate offers. And I really wish I would have watched more videos like this when I started my recruitment process. So, a little bit about myself first. Coming out of junior season, I had no offers, very minimal playing time, and no film, obviously. When I started applying these steps that I'm about to give, preparing for my senior season, I started learning more about college football, the landscape, and kind of the exposure and opportunities that I could have. Headed into number one, the first step I have for getting recruited is make a Twitter account. For better or worse, every college coach, player is using Twitter to get recruited. I promise. Yes, it does have to be Twitter. Instagram, TikTok is not going to get you very far in recruiting. It must be Twitter. Make an account solely dedicated to your sports and keeping up with your recruiting. Post daily and weekly updates about your workouts, academics, visits, as well as reposting your teammates' stuff, and then eventually offers and film as you get it. Post any film if you have it. Obviously, I didn't when I started. That wasn't really a problem for me though. Kind of just posted what I had. So bench PRs, squat PRs, 40s, workouts I was doing, schools I was visiting or talking to, things like that, just to kind of build your face, build your credibility. But moving on, number two, this is a very important, unskippable step. So number two is emailing coaches slash filling out recruitment forms for schools. Go to the website for every college you're looking at that's crossed your mind, sparked your interest, or anything. Go to their athletics tab and find the button that says recruitment, recruit me, something like that. Find their recruitment form. It's going to be a form asking your name, your information, your position, and why you're interested in the school. It might ask you your intended major. All of that, fill that out. That's very important. And then in the website still, athletics tab, go to it should be either staff directory or coaches, something like that. So find their staff directory. It should have a list of the all the coaches in the programs for every sport. Go to football and then find their head coach, recruiting coordinator, and your position coach that they have. And find their emails, copy and paste, and then send them an email. My college emails look something like this. Hey, coach so and so. I'm Jalen, class of 2025. I'm a wide receiver slash safety. I go to this school. This is my head coach. And here is my bench, squat, 40. Any other stats or facts about yourself that you can list to kind of make yourself look better. It may sound kind of weird, but like that's how they get to know you. That's how they get interested in you. To finish my emails, I would say something like, "I'm committed to playing college football, and I would love to learn more about your program. I'd love to attend any camps, practices, or visits that you may offer. And I recently filled out one of your recruitment forms." And then leave your Twitter, your phone number, and then possibly your high school head coach's phone number if you guys are tight like that, and that's how he's going to contact you. When you send these emails, don't expect to get responses most of the time. The majority of the time you send these emails, you will not get a response. That does not mean that you quit sending these emails. You should be sending emails to coaches every week, every couple weeks, every month. So you're consistently a face or a name that pops up. So yeah, do that multiple times to every school you're looking at. Best case scenario with these emails, you get a reply from a coach saying, "Hey, I'm interested in you," or "I'd love to have you out," or "I'd love to see you soon. Come see you this season." Worst case scenario, they don't see it, they don't respond, and so you email them again. So moving on to number three. I don't know how this works in other states, but at least in Ohio and Central Ohio where I play, every school has a high school showcase. Basically, we get out of school for about an hour or two during the spring, and college coaches come to our field. We get ready and we go through drills, things like that. So the coaches can kind of get a gauge for our skill and kind of note any players that stick out to them or that they've been talking to or things like that. This is a great way to get exposure, and my coaches actually had us fill out a recruitment form of our own listing out like sort of what I just mentioned in the email. This way, if you're doing good in a drill or a coach sees you or anything, they can just scan the QR code, look at your recruitment profile, learn things about you. During and after we finished drills, coaches would come up to us and talk. It was actually really exciting, just meeting new coaches and shaking hands while we're on the field. This is a great thing to take advantage of, especially if you don't want to like have to pay for all the college camps and things like that, because obviously if it's through your school, it is free. Moving on, number 4, this step is kind of similar. It is attending college camps. This isn't always necessary, but it's good for coaches to see you on the field, whether it be for the first time or again, and attach a name with a face. Also, I recommend that if you go to camps, you go to mega camps unless you're willing to go to a lot of camps. What is a mega camp? Mega camps are camps that are hosted by big colleges that have a bunch of other colleges coming to it. So, for example, I went to the Kent State Mega Camp over the summer. I was able to meet coaches from all types of schools there: Division One, Division Two, Division Three. It was another great opportunity to showcase my skill and meet and reconnect with coaches that were new or I had already been in contact with. At these camps, remember, if you go to college camps, this is very important. You paid to be there. I went to a few camps, and it's highly unlikely that you go to a camp and every drill or every anything is organized. There is a high possibility that the camps you go to will not be organized. Like drills, you're going to have to fight for reps. Like there's not going to be lines. The camp I went to was organized by players. They didn't even want to be there. They had a 5-hour practice beforehand. And so you kind of just have to make the best of what you have. Don't be afraid of cutting other people or stealing reps. It kind of has a bad connotation around it, but remember, you chose to be here, you paid to be here, and this is your career we're talking about. So if you want to stand out to college coaches, you have to be greedy with the reps at these college camps. So on top of this, don't be afraid to introduce yourself to any of the coaches there. That's what they're there for, obviously. I recommend that when you're at these camps, you meet as many people as possible, including coaches and players. Shake as many hands as possible, get as many Twitters as possible. After we finished drills at this Kent State camp, the host introduced every coach as well as the school they were from. This is a smart thing that I kind of use to get ahead. Make sure you memorize their names and their schools. This makes it that much easier to go up to them and start a conversation and make a good first impression when you already know their name and the school they're from. So an example of an interaction that I had in a camp was, "Hey, coach, so and so, I'm Jalen Jordan. I play wide receiver, and I've been looking at your school." And then he tells you about his school because that's why he's there, and y'all end up exchanging Twitters. Important thing about these conversations: don't make them about yourself. Don't boast. This is not why you're here. You're here to learn and meet new people. This is not, "Hey, I'm this, I won this, I did." It's not that. You're here to meet people and learn. The more you do this, the more you get Twitters, numbers, introduce yourself, the more you build your exposure, and then in turn your network, and eventually your relationships and offers. So camps, very good tool to get recruited. And my final skill is to work hard. This is by far the most important step. You will not get recruited if you do not show that you're someone who can consistently work hard on the field, in the weight room, and probably most importantly in the classroom. Grades determine a lot, and if you can get a 3.2, 3.5 or higher, you could get into almost anywhere. I promise it's not that hard to get these grades. Depending on what type of player you are, you may or may not end up getting more money from academics than you do from athletics. As far as eating goes, you should be eating 100 to 200 grams of protein per day, minimal junk food, and maximum hydration. You should be lifting hard multiple times a week, especially in the off season. It's the best time to transform your body. This is my promise. I promise that no matter what, if you work hard consistently and it shows to others, you will have no problem getting college looks. D1 guys will get found no matter what. Same for D2 and D3. Main thing, if you take anything away from this video, work hard and everything else will follow. That is something that I always live by, and it has transferred into countless areas of my life. So I really hope this was helpful for you, and like I mentioned, I wish I watched a video like this while I started my recruitment journey. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe,